Yes, the recording is all started, and the screen is all yours.
All right. Thank you guys for joining this session. So the session has been organized for the Cloud Architect track. We've covered the fundamentals initially for some few weeks ago, but as a reminder, I will go over the fundamental just briefly. Talk about the fundamentals of cloud computing. Why do we need cloud computing? What are the benefits do we derive from cloud computing? Specifically, we're going to be majoring on AWS. So we'll talk about that. Then we'll go into IAM and Ec2 instances, and we round up the class for today. Okay. So fundamentally, we will have to talk about what is cloud computing itself. So it's just a buzzword, right? So from time to time, you have new technological trend that come into vogue, and we have this fancy word we call them. So this that we call this cloud computing. It's been existing for long, to be honest. But it's the paradigm shift has now been from privately controlled cloud to public cloud. Okay. So the whole word cloud computing, what does it mean? So it's just a general term, used to describe the class of network-based compute model that is served over the internet. Okay, so basically it's just a step on from utility computing. So I'll give you a very good juxtaposition here. So everyone have you pay bills at home, right? So you consume electricity, you pay per consumption. You consume gas, you pay per consumption. So that's just the model here. So what we are saying here is if you are making use of compute, if you're making use of storage, you only pay for what you use. That's the whole idea of utility computing. And that's exactly what part of the model. It's not just everything, just a part of the model that cloud computing provide for you. So you have thousands of PC hosted somewhere, quote unquote cloud, and you as a consumer over the internet, you make an API calls. So I'm going to use that time regularly. API calls. Don't worry. API calls just mean you're talking to a remote computer somewhere. Okay, that's API calls. So you're making API calls to that remote PC. So what cloud computing is saying is you only pay for the session you make. So if you make API call to the remote PC, so if you're consuming resources in that PC, doing stuff in the PC, so for the period they are consuming those resources, that's when you pay. That's when you are charged for. Period you're not charged. That's the whole concept of utility computing. Okay, so this communication is over the internet. And the transport layer, everything is all over the internet. Okay, so this platform hides the complex. So you don't really know about the remote computer, right? All you're just doing is making API calls to the remote. You're not, bothered about what is in the remote PC. You're only consuming resources from the remote PC. Okay. So it hides complexity and underlying infrastructure for you, right? So you're just making that call, and just give you a UI, and from the UI or you make API calls, you consume that remote PC. So you can easily scale up and down. So if you need more compute resources, it can easily scale up to meet your demand. And whenever your demand diminish, it scale down for you automatically. Okay, so these are there are fundamental characteristics of the cloud computing model. There are common ones and they're essential. So there are 5 essential characteristics. So if you're going for interviews and they're asking you, why do you need cloud computing? You must mention these 5 things. The common ones, they are common across all cloud computing model. But the essential ones, for you to offer cloud computing service, you must meet these 5 essential characteristics, which is on-demand self-service. Self-service means anyone can, log into the UI, make that API calls yourself. It's self-service and it's on demand. Okay. Broad network access, meaning you can access this API on various mobile devices. You can use your phone, you can use your tablet, you can use your laptop, you can use any mobile connected device to access this network. And there's resource pooling. Resource pooling means you have various varieties of resources to pull from. For example, you can have storage on a particular rack belonging to company A. Another rack can have another set of resources belonging to company B. So everyone have this pool, but they're all separated, they are segmented by security boundaries and the likes. Okay. There's rapid elasticity. Elasticity means the ability for you to scale up to your demand or scale down when your demand diminish. So it automatically does that for you. Okay. So whenever you have a surge on your network, it scales up for you to meet that demand. And whenever the surge reduces, it scales down or kills those resources automatically itself. Okay. And it's measured service, meaning it's time bound. So if you're using a compute for 10 hours, okay, out of 24 hours in a day, you're only using that compute for 10 hours. You're only billed for that 10-hour period you're using it. For the period you're not using it, for the period is shut down, for the period is stopped, you're not going to be charged for it. Okay. So the common characteristics are just, it's massive scale, it's massive, it's huge. You have the concept of region and availability zone we're going to talk about later. So the whole idea, the key technology behind cloud computing is called virtualization. So it's common across all the platforms. That's technology that enables multiple virtual layer or logical instances being provisioned on a physical device. Okay? It's low cost software, quite low cost. Advanced security, there's geo distribution for fault tolerance, and there's resilience computing. Okay. So the summary. So most of the services are remote hosted, like I mentioned. Ubiquitous, the service can be accessible anywhere you have internet. Okay. Commodified, meaning you only pay for what you use, okay, or what you want. You only pay for, as opposed to when you go out of your way to build data center yourself. So you're going to be purchasing hardware, you're going to be investing a lot in capex, capital expenditure. So you buy all this stuff, but in cloud computing, you don't need to invest in capex. So most of your costs, running costs, you get it by the OPEX side of your consumption. So you pay for operational costs, which are the period you use those resources, how much you use is, and how frequently do you make these API calls. Okay. So yeah, these are just a repetition of everything I've described. Okay. All right. So I think we've dealt about this during the fundamental class. So I just want to just bring like a reminder, really. So there are three models, deployment models in cloud. It's private cloud, it's public cloud, and hybrid cloud. Okay. So what's the difference? So when you provision resources exclusively for a single organization, and both the infrastructure is owned, managed, deployed by that same organization within its firewall, that's private cloud. Most organizations have this already. They have their network sets around their firewall boundary. So that's a private cloud. So it's existing. So public cloud now, this is the paradigm shift. Things like AWS, GCP, DigitalOcean, Azure, Alibaba, they fall under this public cloud model. So this is open for use by general public. So the type of infrastructure is operated by what we call a cloud service provider, and you run this at the provider's premises. Okay, So AWS have their own data center that people can, consume the services they are offering. All right, so there's hybrid. So hybrid just combine these two, combine both private and public environments. So you access this using a single management terminal. Right, so there are IT services rendered by these models. So there's something we call SaaS, and there's PaaS, and there's IaaS. So what's SaaS? SaaS is software as a service. So software as a service is just a model, it's just part of the service offering by either of these three cloud models. And the whole idea is to have just access to your software. Okay, so you don't bother about any underlying hardware, you don't bother about any maintenance, you just consume the software. For example, your Gmail. So for you to use Gmail accounts, all you just need to do is to go to gmail.com. Okay, you sign in and you use that service. That's SaaS. Okay, Salesforce, SaaS. Office 365, those are SaaS provision offerings. They're all cloud-based because they are running on a remote server or remote PC you don't know about. All you just do is go into the URL and using those resources. So there's another layer of abstraction there called PaaS. It's called Platform as a Service. Okay, so this gives user access to software development environments, okay, SDEs, and allow them to create their own cloud application using programming languages. There are a lot of programming languages that the PaaS service will support. So this just gives you a platform, right? So you have this platform where you can build application on them. And when you build the application on them, you have to connect that to your data source or, do a lot of fancy things. But the platform is managed by the cloud provider. All you just need to do is to write your code on that platform, okay, and bring, connect that to your database, and you're up and running. Okay, if you compare that to SaaS, okay, in SaaS, you don't write the application, right? You don't write any application, you just consume. But in PaaS, you write your own application. Okay, so there's a level of control there. You control the application hosting environment yourself, but you don't have access to the underlying infrastructure. Okay, a good example of PaaS is Cloud Foundry. Okay, Pivotal Cloud Foundry is used by most organizations to host their cloud application, and they just consume that at a go. So the least level of abstraction there is IaaS, Infrastructure as a Service. So this allows users to quickly and easily provision full compute resources, including processing, storage, network, but you don't have any control of infrastructure management plane. Okay, all you just do is to provision these compute resources, spin them up for you, then you now start provisioning your application on it. Okay, but it's your responsibility to spin up those resources, compute resources, processing, storage, and network. We're gonna see this very soon. It's gonna become clearer as we proceed. So this is just example. Just give examples of SaaS, examples of PaaS. For instance, Facebook, the Facebook you go is a PaaS offering as opposed to SaaS. It's not SaaS. Facebook is PaaS because you can actually write some API applications on Facebook, and this application runs on Facebook as a platform. Okay, so Amazon gives an IaaS offering called EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, they also have something called S3. They have DynamoDB. They have Cloud. There are a lot of IaaS service that we're gonna talk about because of this. Right. So AWS. AWS is an example of public cloud, part of the model we described initially. Okay, an example of public cloud that provides this group of cloud-based web services for customers. So they offer IT infrastructure like CPU, storage as a service, in a commodity way. You commoditize these things and you just consume, and you only pay for what you actually consume. Okay, this saves cost and lets companies focus more on the core of the business. So you don't want to keep worrying about infrastructure going down. How do you scale? You just want to really focus on what actually had business value. For instance, if you a large retail outlet, you just want to focus on driving sales on your website. How do you drive traffic? How do you make people go to your website and buy stuff? You don't want to really focus on getting those systems running every time. So you just want to focus on what actually drive the profit. So that's a good example of why you should use public cloud, because public cloud, all the underlying infrastructure, hardware, you don't care about those. They are managed by Amazon for you. So Amazon largely is the leader in this space. Been doing it for close to 12 years now, and they've actually perfected the cloud environment, and it's quite easy to use, as we're gonna be seeing very soon. So this session has been designed to be hands-on, so you're gonna log on into Amazon console and play around with some of these services, and you have this experience, you have this hands-on knowledge about this platform. So there's a concept of region and availability zone. So region is a distinct geographical location where Amazon hosts their infrastructure. They have over 17. This, I think, as of last week, is now 25. You can see how they keep growing. They have over, I just put this in the slide because I know it keeps changing. They now have like 25 regions in the world. So these regions, they are places where they host their infrastructure. So the closest to us is Ireland, London. There's one in London. I think it's in West London. Their data center is in West London. They have one in West London. Okay, and they have one in Ireland. Okay, those are the two that are closest to us. Okay, and it's just common sense. If you're a London-based business, you want to host your application and data somewhere as closest to you as possible, and that's for latency reason, right? So if you're making API calls to these resources, you want a faster response time. So it's better to put them in London or Ireland. Okay, but there could be reasons why you want to move this stuff to other location, other regions. There are a lot of reasons that could arise. So there's another concept called availability zone. That's a layer below region. So it's a distinct set of data centers within a region. So within a region, they have availability zone. Just look at an example. You have a big house. That's a region, and each of the rooms in this house, there are availability zones. Okay, that's the way you can picture it. So by running services across multiple zones, one can protect application from a single point of failure. So if you have a house which represents a region, and you have 3 rooms in there, so it means you have 3 availability zones in that region. Okay, so if you put a box in one room, okay, and the other 2 rooms are empty, if someone steals what is in the first room, you've lost that completely, right? But if you have that same thing in those 3 rooms, if someone still was in the first room, you still have 2 remaining, so you have protected, you have fault tolerance. So that's the whole idea of having multiple zones within that region. Okay, so users can access services in each availability zone depending on the proximity, cost, compliance, or service availability. So you need to understand that most of these services, so Amazon offers close to like 350 services currently, and not all services are available in all regions. Okay, so as they spin up these services, as availability services, there are places, there are priority places that they come out. They get provision first before it gets to other region. For instance, US East 1, which is North Virginia, that's where like the R&D of Amazon is. So the first service, if they have a first service, that's where it comes out from before it now gets to London, maybe after 2 or 3 months. Okay, so you have to know all those two. That this service I'm trying to consume, is it in this location? Good. So communication between region is very important. So region to region communication is done over the internet, not Dove, that should be done. It's done over the internet. While communication between availability zone, okay, is done via Amazon high-speed network. So if you're within a region, imagine you want to connect one room to one room, room A to room B, you don't need to go over the internet. So we provide this high-speed network between those two rooms. But if house A in London wants to talk to our house in Ireland, yeah, it has to go over the internet. Okay, and you all know the problem with internet, right? So although you can create this pipe over, and do some fast stuff, but you can compare the speed to when you have, communication between those two AZs. It's faster that way. Okay. This is just a diagram showing, these are the regions, and within the regions, you have edge locations. We're going to talk about edge locations later. So edge locations that are just used for CDN, Content Delivery Network. It's used to cache your content for users that wants to access the service as close as possible. We're going to talk about that later, don't worry. Yeah, so the console, this is how the console looks like. So we're going to create an account and see how we can log in and have a feel of the Amazon UI. So these are ranges, these are the ranges that they're just common ones, actually. Like I said, they are close to like 350 now, right? And they keep developing new product every now and then. These are just common ones that we use from day to day. Okay, I can't go over all of them, but we're going to be using some of them in this session. So these are fundamental one for a 3-tier app. A 3-tier app means an app with first tier, second tier, and third tier. First tier could be an internet-facing ELB. Okay. Second tier could be a database. Last tier could be an S3 bucket connecting to that database. So depending on how you want to structure the application. We're going to be talking about this later. And these are development tools. Okay. And for security, these are essential for security. IAM, Internet Access Management, which you're going to talk about more in this session. There's SSM to manage your Ec2 Instance provisioning. There's KMS for key management, encryption and decryption of data. And there's SDK to write your applications. All right, so let me try and see if we can. You say AWS login. So I'm trying to see if I can. I already have an account. Okay. So if you want to follow through, I'm going to just show you how to create. It's free. All you just need to do is to provide your credit card information, and you have access to the environment. The reason why you're giving them your card is to bill you, actually. So it's automatically taken out from your credit card or your debit card or any card you provide. Okay. So, but don't worry, there are free services. So AWS will provide you 1 year free service on some service you provisioned. So they are free tier. There's something called free tier. So if you use services within that free tier, you're not going to be charged. Okay, it's except you use services outside the free tier, then you get billed. So just go here and click create free account. So what I did first is just to Google AWS login. All right, so AWS accounts include 12 months free tier access, which include these services. So you can actually play around with these guys for 1 year without being charged at all. Okay, so if you want to get a full list of those services that are free, you just go here to list those services that are free. So if you go here, you see Ec2 Instance, 750 hours. Okay, it's free. Showing my internet. For S3 bucket, 5 gig is free. RDS. So a lot of, if you scroll down, you see a lot of them. You know, have this massive list of free services that you can use. So you are aware that if you go outside this free tier service, you get charged. So just simply just fill out these. Okay, if you're following through, if you fill out these, put an account name, put your email. I already have an account, so I don't want to fill this. Okay, once you fill this, click continue, and you get a login page where you log in. So let me try and log in. AWS login. All right, so if you go here, I already have an account. I just want to sign in. Good. So it's already recognized me. This is my root account. This is my password. I just click sign in. So I've enabled multi-factor authentication. I'm going to show you how to do this. Don't worry. Let me try and get my code. For the accounts, I have quite a lot of code here, so I'm trying to. Yeah, 196. 196. Oh, supposed to be random, but I don't know. Let's give me that. Cool. So yeah, I'm in. So this is how this is the console. Welcome to AWS. So it's as simple as this, really. So all the services are here. Okay. All right. Or you scroll that, once you click this drop down, it gives you a list of all the services. Okay. Let's close this. If you go here, you can create group. You're going to talk about this later. Here you have a notification. So if you have an open issue, it comes here. If you have a notification from Amazon, you get notified here. Okay. And this is my account. Okay. My organization, quota, billing, invoices, my security credential. And this is regions. The regions I was talking about initially. So these are all the regions currently available. This was just recently launched, the Bahrain region, Middle East. Okay. And you can use support and online resources here. Okay. So that's all about the console. But yeah, let's start playing around with IAM. I think that's the key. The most important thing within this environment is the IAM, because that actually controls access to this environment. You want to know who have access, what kind of access do they have, what kind of resources are they privy to provision. So that's where you define everything. So if you come under this, okay, and if you go to my security credentials, okay, so this is because I have a root account, because the email you use to provision or to create, let me use the word, to create the account, that's your root account. That's the most important credential you must secure, because if anyone has access to your root account, your account is gone. So it's advised that once you create your account, you don't use that root account for day-to-day running of your environment. You don't, you lock it out. Some people even, delete the secret and access key straight away. I think I still have mine here. Okay, I still have mine there, but yeah. So this is the root account. Okay, it's very, very important you keep all these details. Dashboard. So basically, I think I've exposed my credentials there. I just have to delete. Let me just delete it. Don't worry. I'll just delete it. Okay. I can create a new one, but yeah, because this credential that I've exposed there is very, you can use it to access my account, and that's why I just deleted it. Don't try and use it, okay? It's deleted. So this is the dashboard, okay? Okay, this is the dashboard, and this is where you create all the users and the likes. So once you create your account, the first thing you have to do, okay, is to create user. Okay, I have 3 users here already. What I'm gonna do is don't worry, let me leave the users and just create a new one. Okay. So if you want to create a user, just go here and click on add user. Okay. So let's add a user, GD. Okay. So you can add multiple users here. Okay. But I just want to add one. All right. So to ask this, do you want to give GD programmatic access and console access? So what does this mean? Programmatic access is used by developers. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use this. So you go to, if you allow this, okay, it will give you this access key ID and secret key ID. So they are used to programmatically access your environment. So for this one is the console, which is what we are actually using now. This is the console. Okay. So I'm going to give GD the 2. Okay. So it's going to tell you, do you want to auto-generate the passport for GD, or you want to customize it? Okay. Let's leave it auto-generate for now. Okay. If you want to customize, just put here and put the password. Okay. Let's auto-generate it. So once you auto-generate it, to give you the password, you need to save the password. Next. So here it's telling you, do you want to add the user to your group? Okay. So the best practice is to put users in the group. And the reason is that any permission you give to the group is automatically inherited by the user attached to that group. Okay. So let's create a group for GD. And the group is developers. Okay. Assuming GD is a developer. Okay. And it's okay. So that group that you've created, you need to add a permission. So what can users in that group, what can they do? So all this you have here, they are Amazon created policies. Okay, these are Amazon created policies. Don't worry, you can create a customized one. I'm going to show you how to create a customized one later. But let's say GD is an admin. Okay, you want to give GD an admin access. So you just click this. Okay. Once you click that, you say create group. All right. So it takes you back to where you were, right? And asks you, okay, you want to add GD to that group. It's already ticked it for you. That's okay, fine. Let's add GD to that group. You click Next. Okay. Next. And create user. All right. So here, you need to save a lot of things there. So this is the password it auto generates for you. This is the secret key ID and this is the access key ID and the secret key ID. So you have to click download to make sure you have this credential stored, and this password, you copy it, and you can put in Notepad. You already have that credential, but it's actually ideal to still have it somewhere. I'm going to show you how to use this to get into AWS. So this is where security, you need to be very careful, because this credential, someone can use this to get into your AWS environment. Okay. So you've done this, you can send the email to have a copy of all this credential, okay? So that if you lose them, you still have them in your email. So if you click close, so basically, before you do that, you want to send GDA confirmation of where to log in from. So users with AWS console access can log in at, make sure you copy this too. Okay, copy. So if you're sending email to GDA, you want to send GDA the access key, secrets, where to log in, and his password. Okay. So let's see how we can use that to log in as GDA. So here, I'll go to Internet Explorer so we don't overwrite what we are doing on Chrome. So this is Internet Explorer. So we go in here. This is where GDA wants to log in from. So you copy this. Okay, if you go in here. Right. So this is the console for GDA to log in. Okay. So it's asking for username, which is GDA, right? And the password we auto generate is this password. Copy. Paste it. And we click login. So immediately it will tell you to, change the password, right? So paste it, because that password was auto-generated. So let's just try and change the password for GDA. I'm not sure that means the password. Okay, done. Right. So the user in Chrome is the root. This user that I've logged in with is GDA. Can you see GDA at Akinbiyi? Akinbiyi is the root account. GDA is a user. Can you see? It's saying I am user. And the account is Akinbiyi. I've customized my account. Normally it gives this number. Okay, but I've customized my account to be my name. Okay. So that's GDA logging into the console. So if GDA logs in, okay, there are some steps GDA needs to take. Okay, some fundamental steps GDA needs to take to ensure the account is secure. And the first thing GDA needs to set up is MFA, multi-factor authentication. Okay, so GDA will be instructed to go to, okay, IAM. Okay, so when GDA gets here, what can GDA do? GDA is the root, right? GDA has a root permission. Sorry, not roots, admin. GDA has an admin permission. So activate MFA for root. It's already done. GD can't do that. So let's see, what can GD do? So users, so it's showing this as the user. You go here, that's GD security credential. Okay, did you see what I did there? Let me go back so that you're clear. So GD, these are the user. Okay, you go here, click on GD, because that's the user. Go to create security credentials. Okay, so here you see assigned MFA. Okay, so GD being a user needs to enable this himself. So if you click on manage, okay, to ask you, do you want to use a virtual MFA? Okay, those are the options. This is, oh, okay, it's saying my browser doesn't support this. It doesn't do that in Chrome. But we're going to be using virtual MFA. So once you click virtual MFA, click continue. Okay. You need to now download Authenticator. If you go to your app, okay, if you go to App Store and look for mobile authenticator, download that mobile authenticator on your phone and scan this. Okay, let me just do it. So I have mobile authenticator already on my phone. Let me get the phone. And I go to, I want to scan the barcode. So I scan the barcode. Okay, it gives me a code. I put the code in there, 945050. Okay, so I need to get the code twice. So I wait till it rotates. Yeah, it rotated already. So it gives me 1019899. Okay, and I click assign MFA. So it has successfully assigned an MFA to GDA. Might close. Okay, that's done. So you can see it's assigned that MFA to GDA already. It's virtual. Okay. Right. So let's test that MFA. So if I log out, and I try to sign in again as GDA. So GDA, the password is set that already. Can you see it's asking me for MFA now? Okay, so now I have to go back to that authenticator and try to get that code. Code is 170 now. 354. Right. So MFA has been enabled for GDA. So let's see other things we need to do. Okay. So access key rotation, because GDA is an admin, GDA can create a policy that actually helps to rotate this credential every time, but we're not going to do that. So let's go back to the root user. So you should be comfortable now on how to add a user to your root account and log in with the user and enable MFA. Okay, so all other policies can be set by the root account. So the root account, you can add those password rotation policies and the likes. So let's go to account settings. So you can enable all this strong password. Okay, you can say, okay, password needs to require all this, but I've just made it very simple. But you can do all this stuff and just apply password policy. There is STS, that's something we can talk about later. So security token service, I'll explain that later. So let's continue with this. So let's go to groups. So we created this group, right? Okay. So this group already have just GD in there. All right. So imagine we have a new hire that came into the company, and this new hire shouldn't have this admin access. Maybe the person is just an account manager, and all access he needs is just to check billing or do something very menial on the account. So you don't want to give that kind of person an admin privilege. Because if you go to developer account now, if you see the permission, we give developer admin access. So you just want to give this new guy a read-only access. Okay, see what you do. So let's assume this new user, because okay, we can create a new one. Let's just create a new one. Okay, let's just create a new one. So this new user, but I think let me give you let's take this a step back and see how the organization is done. This is how it's actually done in real life, really. So normally you should have your group created first, and you add users to the group. Okay, so ideally you want to create those group first. So you want to have all these group created first. Let's just add a group. Just say okay, read only access group. Okay, so these guys just want to give them read only access. So you type read only here. So read only access. All right. So they just have read only access. They can't do much. They can only view. They can't edit. Okay. All right. So these guys are read only. Create them. Fantastic. You can see there's no user there yet. So let's go back to the user and create that user that will now give that read only access. Okay. So this user is new. His name is Olu. Okay. So Olu, since Olu is read only access, we don't want to give Olu programmatic access. We just want to give Olu a console access for Olu to log in into the console. Okay. All right. So require password reset. Yep. Wants to log in. Let's just give it customized password already, and just remove this guy. So just say right. It's quite a simple password. Right. So you want to add Olu to that group, read only access group. So tags, we can add tags. I'm going to tell you what tags does later. But tags can be used to group your user, your resources, and help you do some intelligent, cost optimization and stuff. But that's not, let's just leave it for now. So you review. So this is Olu. Olu only have access to the console. And this is the permission we've attached to the group Olu belongs to. Okay. We'll say create user. Right. So you can see those credentials. We don't have any credential for Olu here because we've not enabled programmatic access for Olu. Olu can only log in via the console. So all Olu needs is this console access. So let's try and log in as Olu. Before we do that, so let's Internet Explorer. Where is it? It's gone. All right, Internet Explorer is there. I'm going to log out GDA. Okay. I'm going to sign in as Olu now. Okay. So that's the account. Leave the account. But user is Olu. Olu. Yeah, login. Right. So Olu can only read only. That's what Olu can do. Right. Let's see if Olu can access some resources here. Okay. So if I create, so I'm going to create a resource. This is the root account. So I'm going to create a resource in, I just want to test it, don't worry. So if I create a resource here, don't worry about this. I'm just trying to test something. So I want to show you how this works. Yeah, random number. All right. I just say create, don't worry about it. I'm going to delete it very soon. So this is the root account. I have an S3 bucket that's been created. Okay. And this is Olu. Olu now goes into S3. And Olu wants to do something with our bucket. Okay. Okay. If Olu wants to, what can Olu do to this bucket? Let's see. Can Olu delete this bucket? Click delete. Saying this, let's just copy. It needs the bucket name. So can Olu do delete? Can you see it's one error? Delete operation failed. So Olu can't do anything to this bucket. What Olu can do is just to read the bucket. Okay. But if we are logged in as GD, because GD has admin privilege, GD will be able to delete that bucket. Should we try it? Let's see. So if we sign out, and we sign in as GD, you might remember GD has MFA enabled already. So let me try and get that 322717. So GD goes to the S3 bucket. Right. So we need the name of that. So we click on the S3 bucket. We still delete. Paste this here. I will say confirm. Can you see it? Success. So GD was able to delete that bucket. And if you go back to the roots, and if the roots refresh, you see the bucket is gone. So what I've just demonstrated to you here is least privilege is very, very important. So you make sure you only give permission and the right permission, the most basic or granular permission, as we call it, basic granular permission to users to be able to perform their function. Don't give overly permissive permission to them. If GD was not meant to delete, I've given delete permission to GD and GD just delete the bucket, your data is gone. Okay, right. So there are instances where you want to customize permissions. So let's go back to IAM. All right. So if you click on policies here, so you have this list of policies that AWS provides for you. There's a long list of them, right? It's a crazy long list of them that does different things. So let's just take one of them. Let's just see. Let's just see. Let me pick one of them. So let's pick this. Yeah, EC2 full access. Let's just see. Okay. Click on it. All right. Let me just show you what this permission is saying. So if you go here and say, if you go to policy usage, it's going to show you some boundaries. Yeah, because I don't have anything attached to it. Go back to permissions, policy summary. I wanted to show you the JSON, but yeah, I'll show you JSON now. So these are the services. So if you go to policy summary, it's going to show you the services, level of access. There are a lot of chats going on there. Let me see. Is there any question there that is? No, it's probably behind. But don't worry, I'm going to check all the questions later, but let's just keep continuing. So this policy I've clicked on, this is the policy summary, okay? And it's showing 189 services, okay? If you want to show the remaining, it's going to be a long list, okay? So can you see? So he is saying that, okay, for account, you don't have any permission. So if you go through all this, CloudWatch, it's giving it full permission for all the resources. Okay. For EC2, it's giving it full permission for this and all other none. And there's some with limited. Let me just hide some. So let's hide the ones that are not relevant. Okay. So these are the relevant ones. The 6 are relevant. These are the relevant ones. So CloudWatch is giving it full access. EC2 is giving it full access. And I think that's why the name is called Amazon EC2 Full Access. So the reason why it's giving full access to CloudWatch is for CloudWatch to get logged from EC2. EC2 needs to auto scale, so it's giving it full access for auto scaling. So these are all APIs, called APIs, and this is actually giving permission to those APIs. Okay, ELB, you want to load balance across these EC2 instances. Okay, there's version 2, and that's application load balance. IAM, can you see it's giving it limited permission, it's not full. Okay, you're going to see that later, why is giving it limited permission. Okay, so there's some instances you want to customize these policies. You want to write your own. I'm not going to, this is not to scare you, but this is how you write it. Okay, can you see the JSON? That's how you write it, but it's you can't edit this because it's Amazon, you know, generated. Amazon is not going to allow you to edit this now. Okay, so that's why you see it's gray out. You can't edit it. So we're going to create the policy ourselves now and write the JSON file. Don't worry, don't get scared. It's quite easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So if you go to Google and if you type IAM policy generator, right? So this is the software that can help you auto-generate all these things you have here, all this JSON. You can auto-generate it using this page. Okay. So what do we want to do? So this is a tool that enables you to create policies that controls AWS product and services or resources. So you come here. What do you want to generate? IAM policy. Okay. So take, for instance, we want to give a user access to some resources. Okay. We want to allow that user to access some resources. For instance, let's just say you want to access billing, one person to access EC2, one person to access S3. Okay, so we just go here. This is effect. We want to allow, right? Allow that user. We want to allow that user access to S3. Okay. Action. So the law of action, the law of things you can do on that S3 bucket. So it's listed here. So you can still granularly pick what you want to use that to be able to do on S3. Let's just stick with a simple one. Let's just say S3, right? You want the user to be able to just create S3 buckets. So just say, okay, create buckets. let's just say list bucket too, right? Let's just say list. We want the user to list buckets, right? Okay. Those two, that list and create, those two. Okay. Those two actions. Okay. So it's asking for the buckets. Okay, the ARN of the bucket. Okay. So there's something we call ARN. All right. So ARN is Amazon resource name. All right. So all services within AWS have an ARN. Okay. So let's go back to your console. This is we need the root account. This is the root account there. Let's assume you have an S3. Let's just create an S3 bucket. Testing demo. Hopefully, yeah, it's existing. So let's just create it. Don't worry. Great. Right. So if you click on it, if you click on the bucket and say copy ARN, okay. If you copy the ARN and go back here and paste the ARN here, okay. To paste all the ARN, and if you click on add statements, okay. So let me just go over this again. You pick IAM policy. You want to allow what service? S3. We are writing this rule for S3 bucket. Okay. The action, we pick create and delete. And list. Create and list. There's no delete. Okay. Right. And we add statements. It comes down here. So if you want to add more, okay, for another service, you can pick another service. You can say RDS. Okay. RDS is for database. Okay. And what action do you want this user to be able to do? Let me look for. So you can actually just pick all the creates, create this, create that, create. I want to show you something. So I've actually, yeah, I click all the creates, 13 actions. So there are 13 create actions there. Okay. Oh yeah, we need the ARN. So we have to create an RDS. All right, let's just go simple for now, okay? Don't let me complicate issues. So we need to create an RDS and put the ARN here. But let's just stick with just S3 for this purpose. Okay. So once you add this, I just generate policy. So it's just generating for S3. I didn't complete that RDS, so I don't get this modeled up. So let's just stay with S3. So this guy only have create buckets and list buckets. So but for the RDS, you just need to create the RDS, put the ARN here and add statements. It's going to add it below this. And it's still effect is allowed. So it's going to add it below this. And once you click generate, it's going to generate for both S3 and RDS in this same policy. Okay. So all you just need to do is to copy this policy you've created. Just copy it, copy. Go back to your console. Okay. IAM. Go to policy. Okay. Click on create policy. Okay. So once you're here, go to JSON, delete what is there already, and paste what you have from that generator. Okay. So once you paste this, click on review policy and give the name. The name is S3. Let's say S3 policy. It could be for, S3 policy for finance. So you can tag it like this. So it's S3 policy for finance. So guys in finance, you give them this permission. So this is the S3 policy for finance department. So what most organizations do is to have this naming convention for all their policy. So by the time you see the policy, you know what it actually represents. So this is S3 policy for, users within the finance department. Okay. So if you go here, you see that this policy only has S3 in it, right? And the level of access is limited. Do you know why? Because we've only given create S3 and list S3 permissions. Do you understand me? So if you, assuming you click all action here, it will give all S3 permission. But because you've reduced permission because of list privilege to what exactly the user needs to perform his or her, daily tasks, then it says limited because you don't have all the S3 permission. Fantastic. So we click on create. I think the fits it's fine. Great. All right. So let's do something now. So this policy we've created, okay, is either we assign it to a user or we assign that policy to a group. But the best practice is to put that permission or the policy, attach that policy to a group and put user inside that group. If you're going to sit for any exams, AWS, this is tested every time, even at the professional level. They keep testing that. If you have a policy, what is the best practice? Are you going to assign this policy to a user or are you going to assign this policy to a group? Mind you, the two options are correct, but the best practice is to assign this policy to a group. So let's go. We'll have a group here now, okay? So let's see what is under this. So there's no policy already in finance. Fantastic. So we just say finance department now. We'll go into finance, okay? All right, you can see there's nothing there already. There's nothing, no permission, although we have two users there, okay? So this permission, so we attach, so we now search for it, S3. So you see it, S3 policy finance, click on it, attach policy, fantastic. So it's attached to these guys, which are the guys in the finance department, okay? So go back to the group. So let's see the kind of users that are there. Ada and Akinbiyi, I'm not sure I have the credential. I'm just testing them back. So let me just remove this Ada, Akinbiyi, remove Akinbiyi too. So let's add a fresh user now. Let's add a user. What user do we have the credential? Olu. Let's add Olu. Olu is the person we. Okay. So we add Olu. So go back to the group. So Olu is here. Olu is in the read only. Let's remove Olu from this group. Okay, so we don't have conflicting. So Olu is no more here. Olu is now in the finance department. Let's just assume Olu moved from department to department. Okay, so Olu now has to be within the finance department. Okay, and the permission Olu has is just now to see. Olu has permission to list S3 buckets and create S3 buckets. Fantastic. So let's now go to S3. So this is a root account. Okay. So we have a testing demo bucket already in the root account. Okay. Let's now go and log in as Olu. Where's the Internet Explorer? So this is Internet Explorer. GD is there. Let's log out GD. We want to log in Olu now. So Olu, can't remember that. Yeah, good. So Olu is not logged in. Olu goes to the S3 bucket. Okay. Right. So it's saying access denied. If Olu tried to create, let's see, if Olu tried to create a bucket, Olu is trying to create a bucket, testing AWS demo S3. It's fine. Let it be. You can put a region there, right? We'll just let's put it close to us. You can see you can't even create. Oh, it's the disabled region. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you how to enable this region. So because this is new region added, so it's grayed out. You see disable. I'll show you how to enable that now. So let's say next. Oh, don't worry, just to create. There's a separate class for S3 that I'm going to take you through how to create S3. This is just a demo for IAM. Okay. See, what is it saying? If I click create, it's saying access denied. Can you say I can't even create? You know the reason? Even though we have create, so if you go back, let's go back to IAM. Let me explain this to you. So if you have the policy, the group, let's just go to group this. So this is the policy, visual policy. So we have, although we have create bucket, right? So there's something you need to realize in AWS. For the fact that this guy has a create bucket permission, doesn't mean he can create, really create bucket, because there are other API calls that works with this create bucket. Okay? So if you want to give someone a create permission, you have to give all the create APIs. So rather than just one create bucket, because this create bucket within it has make some other API calls within it. Okay, so even list bucket, there are other list API calls that you need to add to it. So if we want to, so if you go back here and see, you can say, if I click create for Olu, it's not allowing it. It's not. Okay, so now let's do something to enable Olu create. Okay, because we thought it's going to create, right? But it's not, because you don't have all the create permission. So if you go back to this, okay, if you go back here, go back to the policy generator, okay, and try to edit this. Oh, can you edit it? No. Oh my. So you need to let's just create it. So I'll show you how to add all the creates now. So this is S3. Okay. So you now have to put all the create. So get policy. There are other policies that is actually essential for create. So for you to know, you can just go to AWS documentation. So you just say S3 bucket create APIs. So you need to get all the API. So yeah. So this is one API that you need to add. Put response. Okay. So we go back here. Where is that? Yeah, yeah. puts, needs puts bucket. So you can see how you design. You just need to pick the ones that's needed for Olu to create that bucket. So normally I just, if it's puts, then I start put, puts ACL, put days, put tag, put all this, they are still within. But make sure you don't give any other permission that are overly permissive there. Put bucket website, yeah. Put bucket policy, yeah, that's ideal. So what organization do is to create all these as a template. They'll simulate this template and make sure they are following that least privilege. Okay. So this is the errand. Let's get this back. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So add statements. So you have these generates. So let's try this policy now. Copy. We go back to this IAM. Show policy. Now just click on this because we want to edit it. So edit policy. This JSON. Right. So now we have more API calls here. So there's create bucket, there's create job, there's get bucket policy, and there's put objects. Okay. Right. Let's review it. So this policy defines some action resources to not provide permission. Grant, blah, 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 blah. It's fine. Read, write, permission management. So you see, so you can read, you can write into the S3 bucket. And let's see, save changes. So hopefully, let's now go and see if Olu can actually create a bucket now. Go back, cancel, don't worry. Let's see if Olu can create. New. So the name you put in, the name of your bucket has to be very unique. So let's see. This region, just for test, let's put it anyway, but just want to put in Ireland. Okay. So let's create. All right. System permission disabled. Olu can still create bucket. See that? Right. So that's quite interesting because if you see now, we have all the permissions that we could actually think of. But there's one more thing that we need to realize. So if you go back to Olu, let's see Olu. IAM on Olu. Olu as a user. Okay. So Olu has this policy which we've defined. Okay. Belongs to just one group. Okay. And this is the credential. All right. So all right. So let's say so policy permissions, edit policy, JSON. So let me edit this manually. let's see Olu with a white card. So let's say Olu have all the S3 calls. Review the policies, save. Okay. Testing demo S3 bucket. This name has to be unique. If not, you won't be able to create. Let's leave that out. While interesting. It's still R69. Right. Okay. Let's do something. Do this. Right. So don't worry, I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you why I did this, but just let me see what's going on there. Let's go back to S3 bucket. So Olu doesn't even have X3 access. That's quite strange because Olu is already in the group with S3 bucket access. Because we have read-only before, but we've been taken away from read-only. Now we have these user from finance department. The finance department has, let's just walk through this again, has access to this bucket. Right. Okay. Let's go back. Let's try and do something here. So let's say all actions, all service. So the ARN is on star, generate policy. Right, because we've locked that to an S3 bucket. So yeah, the reason is clear now. So because we locked this to S3 bucket, which is testing demo, okay? And right, Olu doesn't have access to that bucket. Okay, we see. Olu doesn't have access to that bucket. So it won't it doesn't even have the API call to that bucket we've actually specified. Okay. Now that makes sense. So if you go back here, this policy, edit policy, and we give the access to all resources. Okay, because we've limited Olu's access to these buckets, which we've created in the root account, this one. We have a bucket there. This one. Okay. So Olu can have access to this bucket. But we can actually have Olu's create a new bucket by giving that group Olu belongs to access to all S3 bucket. So this if you see here now, we have a policy. Okay. So we remove that bucket. So Olu doesn't even have IAM role to IAM policy to that bucket we've created initially. So if you give Olu access to have all S3, so this is saying all S3 API calls for all resources. Okay. Right. So it's saying S3 full access. Okay. and Olu is member of that group, right? So let's say this create bucket. Olu should be able to create bucket now. Let's just say log bucket 1, 2, 3. So can you see Olu actually created the bucket, right? Olu created a bucket, and you're able to see that bucket that the root account created. So this root account, the root account created this bucket. So this is what bucket Olu created just now, right? Okay, right. So let's switch. Why is it saying error access denied? It's still a bit junky there. Let's say refresh it. Right, you shouldn't give that error because you have Olu now have full access to S3 bucket. Okay, but that shouldn't be the case. We want Olu just to create and list bucket, right? So we now go back to IAM. Let's now try what we're trying to get across there now. So Olu was able to create, but now we want to limit Olu's access. So if you go to group, this is where Olu belongs to, and this is the policy. Don't worry, it's just if you play around with it, you get used to it. So this is the policy, okay. All right. So if you want to limit or lose access to specific S3 bucket, which is what we were doing before, we already limited Olu to a bucket it doesn't even have access to. That was why we were getting that error before. But now Olu have access to these 2 buckets now, but now we want to now limit Olu's access to this bucket. Okay. Now Olu can, let's say if Olu wants to, let's see what Olu can do now, right? Let's see what Olu can do. Olu can upload stuff. Let's just let Olu just upload something. Let's just do pictures. Let Olu upload this. Can Olu upload this? Upload. Yeah, Olu can successfully upload something. Olu can delete. Let's see if we can delete. Olu just uploaded that. Olu try and delete stuff. Delete. Yeah, Olu can delete. Olu can do a lot of things. So Olu have full access to S3. All right. So this is the policy that allows that for Olu. All right. So we now want to limit Olu's access to specific buckets. So what we'll do is just to go to that policy generator. Okay, close this policy generator now. Delete this. Delete this. Okay. We don't want to give Olu full access to S3 now. We want Olu to do specific things to S3 buckets. All right. So let's assume we want Olu to just list. Okay, just list. So we go here. Contents of which buckets now? So let's say this bucket. Let's use the test demo bucket. Test demo. We need the ARN. Don't allow. Just need the ARN. Okay. Put this here. Oh no, that doesn't look right. We just need the ARN. Yeah. Why is it not copying? Copy the ARN. Copy. Paste. Oh, strange. Another way to do it is this. Another way to copy the ARN. I'm not sure why it's not. Don't edit public settings. So if you click on that, it should give you ARN. That's All right, let's go back. So if you click on this normally, if you say copy bucket ARN, let me paste it here. Should be able to copy. Ooh, strange. I'm not sure if it's my mouse that is doing trick there, but copy. Yes, it's pasting something different. Anyway, this is the ARN. We already have it there, though. So that's what we need. This ARN here. Okay. Let me just copy from there. Just delete this. Okay, this is what we need. So this is the bucket. Okay. While we put slash asterisk here, we're going to talk about that. That's for S3 bucket. S3 bucket is it's a course on its own, to be honest. Is something you need to understand from A to Z. Okay. So this is showing that everything within that bucket, all the files, everything within that bucket. If you see wildcard means everything. Okay. So we want to restrict or lose access to that bucket now. I'll paste it here. Okay. So so action, we want to just list, right? So list all bucket, list, just lists. All list actions. Okay. Generate. Right, so if you copy this, so you can have bucket policy, but don't worry, just IAM. Okay. Go back here, policies. So this is an example of S3 bucket full policy that Amazon have. Okay, well, the policy we're trying to do, we're trying to create just list policy. So if we go in here, edit JSON. So this is the same as that policy of S3 full access, but we don't want full access. We just want him to be able to do stuff. Let's just put it on all the buckets for now. Okay? So when you put asterisk, means all the resources there. But you can actually specify just specific resources, just like what I just done now. This is just for test demo buckets. But we just want to put it for all the S3 buckets. So let's just test all first. All right. So it's just list and read for all the resources. Yeah, because we've been attaching 5 policies the maximum. So it's actually deleted that policy and added now. Okay. So this group now have S3 finance policy. If you click on it, you have all these list policies. So let's go back to Olu and see what we have. Okay. Go back to S3. Right. Okay. So Olu still have access to this bucket. Okay. All right. It's an error now because you can't actually do anything. So if you say you want to delete, so can you see it has grayed everything out? Okay. Even if you want to upload stuff, if you say upload, so you get error because you don't have those API calls. All you can do is to list, which definitely look at lists all the buckets. Okay. So it's saying access error, meaning you can't do anything inside. Okay. So that's how you limit. Can Olu create? Olu can never create because now we have. No, let's just create. Don't. So we say create bucket, access denied, because Olu can just list. Okay. So that gives you a good, at least good knowledge on how to have least privileged set up within your AWS environment for resources. And what came in really handy has been this website, okay, developed by Amazon itself, Amazon Policy Generator. It's actually stored on an S3 bucket. It's a static content website, really. So it's an S3 bucket, and it's actually helping to generate all this policy. And the policies you can generate, they are VPC policy, VPC endpoint policy, IAM, all these policies. Okay. So to conclude the class, we will try and provision EC2. So quickly. So go back to the console. Now I'm root. Actually, I'm going to be using a root account because I don't want any permission issue. Although GD has admin permission, so we can use GD actually. So let's go with the best practice. Let's log out Olu and log in GD. Like I said, you want to, as much as possible, avoid using your root account. So GD has MFA. Let me get my token there. 241. So now GD wants to provision EC2 instance. That's the compute. So you have to be very careful here because you have to choose your region. Where do you want to put the compute resource? Okay. So I'm going to show you how to provision EC2. Okay. Let's take a minute break. I'll be right back. All right, yeah. So let's continue. So this session we will try to launch an EC2 instance into the Ireland region. Right. So I'm using GD as a user, and we all know that GD has admin privilege. Admin privilege should be able to provision EC2 instance. Should be have access to most of the services within AWS. Okay. So it's quite easy. Just click on launch instance. Okay. So here we need to choose which service we want to, which type of AMI, Amazon Machine Image, we want to provision. So we have different, operating system here. We have Linux, we have Red Hat, SUSE, we have Windows. There's Windows here. Okay, so we want to stay within the free tier region. So free tier eligible. So just select this. It's free to use. So you can actually click on this. It's only give you all the free ones here. Okay. So let's just use one of them there. So for here, just here you need to pick the type. Okay. A good example is when you go to to buy laptop, it's gonna ask you what specification do you need. So this is where you pick that specification. Okay. But be careful. This is only the free one here. So if you're going for this guy, you're gonna be paying. It's not free. But if you stay within this, it's free for practice. Okay. So of course, these are more high-end stuff. These are more high-end. You can read more about them. Just go to AWS documentation and read more to show you what kind of specification they are. But this is very basic. It's general purpose. Okay. So don't click this. If you click this, it takes you to the end of the page. You want to make sure you put all the configurations. So you click on next. So how many do you want to provision? Can you see how it is easy it is? You can put 100. It's going to provision 100 for you. It's going to provision 100 PCs at a go. That's how interesting cloud computing is. So let's just say 1. So network, let's stay in the default. So there are a lot of I've created a couple of VPC here, but let's just stay in the default. Okay. Default comes with the account. Okay. VPC, we're going to talk about VPC later. So VPC is like a software-defined network. It's like a boundary for all services you provision within your AWS environment. So subnets. So subnets is tied to your AZ availability zone, like we've described. Okay. So that logic separation, that room we're describing within a building. So those availability zone, you can think of it as as a subnet for you. So you can click on anyone, pick anyone for now. So within that subnet, we have this number of IP addresses. Okay. Leave other stuff as default. I'm going to tell you about IAM role later. Okay. Leave other stuff as default. The one thing people try and remember to do here is to enable termination protection. It's quite important because if you accidentally terminate your EC2 instance, okay, it's not going to like delete immediately. It's going to ask a couple of questions. Do you really want to terminate it? Because when you say termination, means you want to like delete it. Okay. So there is detailed monitoring. That one you pay for it because it's 1 minute monitoring, but don't worry. Let's just stay that way. Storage. So storage is for your EBS volume. Okay. So your root, that is where your operating system lives. So what size are you giving it? Then this is where you mount the device. Do you want to encrypt it or leave it as default? Okay, just leave it as default, not encrypted. So not encrypted is using a default encryption. Okay, just leave it there. If you want to add more volume, you can add more volume here. Okay. You can see some PC comes with C drive, D drive, E drive, all those. So this is just the same example. So your root is like your C drive, right? So I just remove this. Tags. Don't worry about tags. Yeah, this is very important. This is one of the most important things when you're launching your EC2 instance, because this gives access, inbound and outbound access to your EC2. Okay, so you want to create a security group, or you want to pick from existing security group. So let's create a new one. Let me show you how to create one. So you just say, okay, EC2 access. So this EC2 access gives it just create this rule for you to make connection to your EC2 instance, both inbound and outbound. I'm going to talk about that later. So inbound connection, meaning you want to access that Ec2 instance. An Ec2 instance are accessed over port 22. Okay, you have to use SSH for Linux. If it's for Windows, you use RDP. And a separate port for that. Okay. Give access to Ec2. Okay. So by default, it chooses SSH for you and SSH import for 22. So source. So from where are you connecting from? This is very important. From where are you connecting from? So if you put 0.0.0.0/0, this means you want everyone from the internet, everyone from anywhere to actually connect to it, which is not advisable. You must not do this. Okay. So ideally, you want my IP. So if you choose my IP, it automatically picks my laptop's IP and put it there. Okay. If you say anywhere, that's 0.0.0.0. This is for IPv6. So you wanna let's just put it. Oh my, what's that? What's that? Really? I just pressed my back button and it's oh my. Don't worry, let me just quickly go there. Sorry about that. Termination protection. This keyboard is a bit funny. But don't worry, I'm already there. So yeah, I'm in security group. Let's just quickly do that. EC2 access. Access to EC2. So let's leave it as from anywhere. It's not advisable. Don't do this. I'm just, trying to show you how to connect. Okay. Normally, you want to use the IP or have a range of IP you want to have put here for access. So you can add other rules. You can put HTTP. It automatically pick port 30. Okay, from anywhere, it's fine. So review launch. So it's going to give you this measure. So improve your instance security group because it's open to the world because it can connect from anywhere. But don't worry, this is just we're just testing something. So this is very, very important too because without this you can access your Ec2 instance. So you can create a new pair, key pair. They are public and private key that helps you that provides you access to Ec2 instance. Okay. So let's see Ec2 access. So you go here and click on create new pair, give it a name, and you download. Okay. It's going to tell you, do you want to save? I say, okay, save it. Allow. So if you want to look at what it looks like, so this is their private key. Okay. So launch. It's now launched. If you click on this, it's going to show you where it's been launched. Right. So it's launching. So let's quickly see how we can access this now. So I already have this downloaded. Okay. So we want to access this now. How do we access this? So we need a software called PuTTY. Okay. So how do you get PuTTY? Just go online and say download PuTTY. Okay. So click on this. So this is what you need. Just click on download PuTTY here. I already have it, so I'm not going to download again. So you need this software. So this software comes with a PuTTY gen. Okay. So let's see our instance if it's running now. Let's close all these ones. So remember, I'm running this as GD, and I'm logged in as the root on my Chrome. So if I go to EC2, you're going to see that it's actually running also here. Because yeah, it's running also here. So so let's see, it's pending. So while it's pending, let me tell you how you convert. So basically, what we need to do. So we have a PEM file. This is the file we downloaded. This is the key value pair that we downloaded. So it's in perm.pem, okay, and it contains. I think I've shown you what the content is before, but let me just show you. Don't worry. It's, if I delete this, try to put here. So you have private key. Okay, this is how the private key looks like. So we can't use this. We need to get the PPK for this. So we need to find a way to convert that to PPK. So we'll go here and say putty. We'll go. We did the putty will generate the putty we downloaded. Okay. Okay. So we load the key here. Download. Okay. It's all files. So make sure you don't forget to click all files there. So we are looking for that EC2. This one. Okay. So to say yes, it's okay. All right. So you want to save the private key now. Yeah. Okay. See what I did? I loaded the .pem. Okay. And I click save private key. Are you sure you want to? Yeah, just say yes. So we can put it on a somewhere that I can easily access. To access. So it's now .ppk. Okay. Say okay. All right. So as our EC2 instance is now running, we now need to connect to it. So if you click on connect, it's going to show you instruction on how to connect to it. Okay, and this is for Mac user, right? Okay, this is for you run this command if you're using Mac, but I'm using the Windows system. Okay, so you can find out how to connect using putty, which is what we are doing. If you click on this, it's going to show you documentation on how to connect. Okay, so you can go through that if you. But all we just need to do now is to now the putty we downloaded. So there are two. Don't get confused there. There's putty gen. This one. This is the one we use to convert that .pem to PPK. But to connect, we use putty itself, which looks like this. Okay. So don't let me confuse with all these ones that are here. Let me just delete them. Okay. All right. So this is how the interface looks like. Okay. So for you to load your PPK, you go to SSH hot. Just click on hot. Browse your private key. Easy to access. So don't click open yet. Go to back to your session. So now we need the IP address. Okay. So we take note. We use your public IP. Okay. Your public IP. This is what you use to SSH. Okay. We don't use private. What do you use? You use the public one. Yeah. So we copy. Just click on copy. There's always this copy button here. Just copy. Go back here. Paste. Okay. But we need a user. Okay, EC2 user. That's the default user. Okay, this is the default user for Amazon AMI. Okay, so the user, which is EC2 user, at the public address. Okay, we have that port 22, which is because we're using SSH. All right, so we can name these. We can say EC2, or let's just say web server. Be a web server, right? It's a web server. Okay, web server. You can save it. So by saving it, it automatically saves this configuration here. So we can click on this. Once you click on it, it will tell you, do you want to connect? Say yes. Bang, you're in your EC2 instance now, right? So how do you know you're already there? So your 172, it automatically resolves to your private IP. Can you see this IP? 172.3.1.1.5.4.6 is what you've connected to. So yeah, you have your PC now. You can try to see how you can install stuff. So I basically have written a pre-built script for you. You can just copy these and run them. And just run. Just run the script. Okay. Let's update. So update the kernel. Oh, it's already updated. Strange. Let me put it side by side so I can copy and paste them. So just updated. So I want to install HTTPD. That's Apache. Let's install Apache server. It's gonna load Apache server in there. Install it. And let me start the service. And let me enable the service. Okay. Fantastic. So let me just want to create a small web, a simple web server that will just say hello world, and call out the fantastic. Right. So this has echo hello world from that particular EC2 instance. So how do we access this? So it's very important because we've configured our security group. Okay, so we've set any connection coming from port 80 is allowed. Okay, so how do you access this? You just go to public IP. Where is it? This one. Go here. Paste it. It's on port 80. Although HTTP is on port 80 already, and you get hello world. Okay, and that is what that is what I echoed. Hello world from. So it's going to pick the host name of the EC2 instance, which is this EC2 instance. And if you look here, that EC2 instance is what we have here. Okay, this is the EC2 instance. That's the private DNS. So it picks the private DNS and outputs it there. Okay, so just to show you that. What is it? Just to show you that the access is from that same instance. Okay, and this is the public IP of the instance. Does that make sense? So that's quite easy to provision an EC2 instance, and you can do a lot of things on your, through WordPress application, do your mobile app, do everything, on your terminal. As simple as that. For Windows is quite straightforward. Let me quickly run through that if we still have time. So for the EC2 instance provisioned, you need to be careful so you don't get charged. Because yes, I'm no more in free tier, so I'm going to be charged. So I'm going to terminate it. So yeah, because I have termination protection, I can't just terminate, right? So he's saying, are you sure you want to terminate? Yeah, you have to change your termination protection settings, blah, blah, blah. So it's not going to allow me to terminate because I have protection. So I have to go back to this and change the instance settings, change termination protection. So I just disable that now, right? So if I go to change status, terminate now, yeah, it's going to allow me now to terminate. So I'm terminating it. My putty has lost connection because I've terminated. Now it's inactive. If I go here, it's no more because it's gone. So it's gone down. So let's try and quickly launch. I'm gonna be fast about it, right? I'm gonna launch, just launch Windows for you to see how simple Windows is. Windows is simpler. So go down Windows. Let's just launch this 2019. That's quite recent. Launch T2 micro. Yeah, let's do this. Within the defaults, VPC, fine. Subnet, pick one of them. I've gone through this before, so enable that termination protection, very important, so you don't accidentally terminate, for instance. This, put this default. Can you see? By default, it's putting this to be 30 because Windows is quite heavy. If you remember Linux, it was just 8 gig, but yeah, it's just 30. That's a huge memory for Windows. Don't worry, another level of abstraction you need to learn about is containers. Containers, you don't need all this, massive memory for OS. It's quite lightweight. Next, let's configure this. So basically, can you see it's enable RDP by default. RDP is on 3389. Okay. So let's create this Windows SG access to Windows machine. Okay. Let's just leave it this way. Let's add another rule. Let's say you can, I don't like this IPv6. We're not using it, so fine. So review and launch. So it's going to tell you this is open to the world. Don't worry. We're just testing. Don't do this, please. Don't do this in production. Make sure you have specific IPs you're allowing, or use Bastion host. Those are more advanced concepts we need to talk about. Bastion host, SSM, session manager. Those are the ways corporations access Ec2 instances rather than just open port 22. Port 22 or port 3389, you should never, ever, 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 ever open it. Okay? We're just, testing it. So the same, you're gonna download key pair. We're gonna use this. I think, was that the one I downloaded, right? We don't need to keep, creating new one. Let me just see. Yeah, ec2-perm. So that's what we have. So that's fine. Let's leave it that way. Launch. Oh, can you imagine? Can you see this? See it already exists. Oh, really? Okay. Let's go back. Go back. Just creating. Let's just put something new, right? Just put a new name. Just change the name. It already exists, but I just want to create a new one so that I can show you how to do it. Yeah. College. It's gonna launch. Fantastic. So it's launched now. How do we access this? Let's see. This is quite straightforward. The Windows is quite straightforward. It's not. We don't need putty. We don't need all this crap. Once it's here, let it becomes change state to running. Yeah, it takes a while. Windows, they are quite slow, right? So Yeah, it's running now. So you just click on connect. Okay. So once you click on connect, it tells you to download this stuff, this remote desktop file. Let's just say save it, put it, yeah, allow it, connect, straightforward. So to install this remote desktop client that will open port 3389 into your instance. Oh, 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 okay. This is more of my PC remote computer is turned off. Oh, okay. But other one, password is not available. What? Open. I have remote desktop turned off. It's not gonna work. Ah, okay. Let's see. So it's asking for the credential. So let's get the password. Yeah, this is. I read it. Say you should wait 4 minutes after lunch to retrieve your password. Oh, that's a lot of time. I'll keep retrying. Yeah, okay. It's good now. So it's waiting for password. So you just need to do is to browse to that part. Where is it? Download. Is it called EC2? This one. Decrypt password. So this is the password you're gonna use. So copy it. Why is it saying this? Just copy it. Paste it. Okay. Login attempt failed. Fantastic. Let's paste again. All right, we're done. Let's do it again before it locks us out. So let's copy admin. Right. Now this is Linux. Windows is a bit funny, so that's why let's connect again. Download it, run it, open. So you have to wait 4 minutes. You don't use Windows on AWS. It's quite expensive again. You have to know that. It's quite expensive. So you must be careful while using launching Windows on AWS. So choose your PIN file, decrypt password. So this is the password. Copy. Okay. What's the refreezing though? Paste. Oh, did not work. More choice. This is my local account. This is the one we need. So EC2 34 blah blah blah. Let's see. Is it 34? Yeah, that's it. That's the host. That's strange. All right, let's give it some time. Let's connect again. Last time. So the password. So be careful. This key pair is the one you are posting. I'm sure EC2 access.perm. We have it right, which is this guy. EC2 So if you paste its different perm file there, which is this guy. Okay, if I copy again, let's just paste it manually. So let's get password. Paste it in here. Probably decrypt. Citizen. Let me just copy it this way because I think there's something wrong with this clipboard copy. Okay, I can't be asked to type this into that. Where do you have it? I think. Oh my. This is what I don't like about Windows. Come on. Yeah, that looks more like it. That looks more like it. I think it's a clipboard. I don't know. I don't understand why my clipboard is it's not copying the correct stuff today. Don't know, but yeah. So now we're logged on into a Windows. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna load all these security settings, load all this server configuration and the likes. It's gonna tell you to change your password, do other stuff. All right, cool. Now we have Windows and is already bridged to my local network. Okay. So it's going to do the configuration for you. You can actually have all the information. It's going to show you all the information about the Ec2 instance here. And, yep. So you have the PowerShell here. Right. You can see it's from Amazon. Just want to show you that this is the DNS suffix. All right, it's an Amazon server. Okay. Right. Does that make sense? So it's pretty straightforward. Sorry about my clipboard not copying the right password. So it's given here. It's pretty straightforward. Just click on connect here, download this guy, decrypt the password using the key pair you've downloaded initially. All right, fantastic. I'm going to disconnect that session and terminate this instance. And you can get, you can get the system logs. You can always get the system logs here. Instance. Oh, this is Windows, maybe not. If it's Linux, you can get the system logs. Oh yeah, it's here. You can get system logs there. You can get all the system logs. It's not that much. You can get system logs there. For Linux, if you have predefined user data, you can get all the logs. You can, that's a very good point to troubleshoot if your instance is not doing what it's supposed to do. You can get all the logs there. Cool. I think, yeah, I don't use Windows on Amazon. Most times you want to provision Linux because it's cheaper and it does most of the work you want to do, really. But some companies might want to use Windows on. So yeah, you have protection, so you have to go back here and change the settings. Change the settings, disable. Go back here and terminate it. All right, that concludes the session for today. Mr. Wale, let me quickly do a cleanup of my environment. So
All right, guys. Thank you, B, for the section. That's good. We had you started with 28 people. You still have 22, so 6 drop off. Maybe the 6 couldn't cope with the technical bit. Anyway, guys, so thank you for joining the section. We went a little bit over. Normally, I think B should have finished around 9:30. But thanks for staying to the end. So on this note, I'm going to close the meeting. Like I said, this is part of our fulfillment of the promise that we earlier gave, that after the webinar, then you guys would have a taster section. So the taster section ends today and it ends now. Not the real, but the other part of the AWS Cloud Architect will continue tomorrow with the existing student. So what this means for you is, if you think you have enjoyed this training and